Hey, what is up? It is September 5th. Let's talk about the futures markets. So, starting off with the S&P 500, it's a little bit, the lines you can see from the daily highs and lows are a little bit different because we can see we have here's the blue divider line that separates one day from the other, but when you has a holiday for some reason, the previous day's highs and lows gets smushed together as the same day. So this is really Tuesdays and this is Mondays over here. So we use the high and then we use the Monday's low. So you can see the price came down, waited around in the area, broke through a little bit, and then that was basically it for the day. Broke through to close here down at the bottoms for it. But what we do have going on the 5-minute chart right now is we do have a live trade right here. So when the market probably opens back up here in about 40 minutes, I'll look to go short because using that semaphore, and that semaphore, we can see price came, closed it right. Highlight this a little better, right here or right here. Either one's fine, doesn't matter. So we just take the previous high from those three semaphores right there, all the way down to the low of where it broke. So there's the low. Here's where it broke right there. So we use the lowest point. So the exit is the 1.146 right there. The preferred entry would be about right. Which one do I want to use? We'll just use this one right there. Would be right there. So it's right at it right there. So get in right there. You got a potential. It's about 3-point gain or so. I mean, not the best. What I'm trying to do is probably try to get in a little bit better. Maybe put my entry right up here. Try to get in to make it an easy 3.5 point gain. The hard exit's down here at 44,970, but I may put it even a little bit higher. Just try to get maybe good 5-pointer, something like that here in the SP 500 for that chart right there. But then going into tomorrow, what we have is, let's see here, where is the high of today? There's Tuesday. Yeah, it's all the way back to Monday. So here's going to be the high right there, and the low all the way right there. So going into tomorrow, Wednesday, those are the extreme levels we're looking at. In between 44.96.25 is up there, and then the north part, is that right? That's not right. Is that one up? Right there, 15.24 up to 54.29.75 is going to be the extension high area, where if the market hits then we look for some type of consolidation, and then if the market goes down over there, we look for some type of support down over here going into tomorrow. So it would make sense if price is going to continue down tomorrow, we go ahead, fill that one right there, and then it goes down and hits this area down in there for the S&P 500. But yeah, that's the main trade I wanted to show, that we're looking for a little bit more of a move down going short. If we look at the 15-minute MFI right here, we see it's in the middle of no man's land, so it's not helping us at all as far as what we need to look for. If we look for a little bit longer of a trade right here, let's see. It still has a little bit ways to go, and I think for the regular pitchfork trade, it's definitely not going to get hit. And then for a longer term inside pitchfork trade using the red semaphores right up here again, yeah, we had one earlier. It used that high and then we closed down there. That would have been hard to get into right there to come down and hit that target for it. But that is what we're looking for the S&P 500. Looking for a little bit more, at least a little bit more downside going in to tomorrow. Currently prices at about 4,500-ish over there, so looking for at least a little bit more weakness in between 44.95.75 down to 44.90, and we'll have to see what happens from there. Going over to the Russell 2000, this is a current short setup that it is in the 15-minute chart. We can see using the red semaphore right there, and then right there. And we use the inside pitchfork, and the level we use for the inside pitchfork is 2.645, and all that is square root of 7. For some reason that works for this trade. And so you can see that's where price goes below it, so that's the entry bar, the entry area you're looking for. Then the target is down here for this one at 1879.1 to get out of that trade right there. And then going into tomorrow, there's the high. Here is the low. So the exit gets you out right before the extension low of the day, so there's no reason to believe that that won't go down there and get filled here pretty shortly, if not when the market opens, and if not the overnight session, but then sometime when the price opens tomorrow. But doesn't have obviously that much more lower to go, just about 3 points to hit it right there. Now the MFI, it's really not showing us anything. It did get into, as you can see right here, into the oversold territory, and when that happened right there, we did get a little bit of a pop-up, but not really a big push, so I wouldn't be surprised if to see the MFI and 15-minute chart go down into the oversold territory here again, just because we tend to look for a bigger push up when it gets into the oversold territory, and when it gets to the overbought, which is up here, we look for more of a sell-off, because as you can see from right here where it was right in the oversold territory, we've had a really nice sell-off since then. Now, doesn't happen apples to apples every single time, so I don't trade off the MFI, but it is just a good indicator to look for that when price is over here in the overbought territory, we are looking for a pullback, and when it gets in the oversold territory, we are looking for a move up. And this really wasn't that big of a move up, but it was at least a little one. So going into tomorrow, just like the S&P 500 for Russell 2000, looking for a little bit more of a continuation push down, and then we'll just have to wait and see what happens from there. For the Dow Jones, we are still waiting on this inside pitchfork trade to come down here again complete. The exit we're looking for is that black line right there, which is about 34,583. Price is currently at 34,693, so it still has a little over 100 points to go down there and hit that. But as you can see, when it hit this upper area, the 2.618 from the reverse fib area from the trade right here, because we were using these three pitchforks right here, semaphores, point, point, point. Price came out, broke out right there. And so what we were looking for, the initial target was down here at 34,440. Came down a little bit, didn't go hit it, but then when price hits the 1.146 the other way, that's when we move the exit up to where the original entry is right there. Now, as you can see, it went all the way up to about the 2.618. Looked like it was going to break higher and just destroy this setup where I was going to start looking for a new one. But as I've seen from the other times, when it does hit this area, this seems to be the extreme area, and but price since then has, down day, kind of waffling around, and then today, Monday, and then Tuesday is definitely a down day. So looking for more of a continuation down for the Dow Jones until it hits the black line right there, and from where price is currently at, down to about there, yeah, a little over 100 more points downward move in the Dow Jones. MFI isn't telling us anything. It's middle of no man's land, so can't really do anything with that. Let's see, 1 hour, nothing. It is coming off being overbought over here, and as we can see, we've got a sell-off. We did have it oversold all the way down here, and we did have a little run-up for that day, and now it's been overbought. Now we're having more of a sell-off down over here. Let's skip over to Nasdaq. We'll go to oil here in a second. Now, Nasdaq did come down and hit this target right here. This was from a long setup that we had. Short setup that we had. And this is one of the exit areas that just also happens to be the reverse area for the Nasdaq. So it came down and hit that one today. So closed off that that short trade that we had here in the I think it's off the 5-minute chart, but I'm not going to go around back and look at it. So went off and closed off that one. So that, now as you can see, when it closed off there and also hit the 1.146 the other way, we moved the exit from, which was going to be right here, the 1.146, because originally, I'll go to the 5-minute chart because that's the one it is off of. I guess you can use either one, the 5-minute or the 15-minute. If the charts will ever go over here and load. When that happened, where is it? Right over here. Using red semaphore, red semaphore, red semaphore. Price came out, closed above it right there. So I think I was using the 15-minute off of it. Yeah, it was the 15-minute. Sorry, it wasn't the 5-minute chart. So I was using these three orange semaphores right there, right there, right there. And see, price came and closed it right there. It's the first one that closed above it. So that's the entry bar. And so actually, I want to go change that to right there. So the original target was this orange line up here, but when price continued to move down, hit the 1.146 the other way, that's when the target moves down to where the original entry bar was, which is right here. And so we're looking at price. And Nasdaq, unlike the other three markets we've seen, the S&P 500, Russell 2000 and the Dow Jones, for it to continue its march until it hits this black line to complete that trade setup right there. And so that is the Nasdaq. They're looking for more strength in the market because, as you can see from up here, the window just above is oil, so we'll ignore that. But that was the only one in the green today, where Russell took it on the chin with over 2%. The Dow Jones is down over half a percent, and S&P 500 0.42% today. But for the Nasdaq market, we're looking for more of a move up. And let's see about this right here. Okay, we are in another long setup right here for Nasdaq, where we have, there you go right there. Let's hide this one right here. Get it off there so it's a little bit easier to see. We'll hide that one as well. So from this trade setup right here, what we have is, we can see, you know what, I got rid of the wrong one. Hold on. That is what I want. Yeah, I want to hide that one. So what we have right here, using semaphore, price closed above the yellow line right there. So there's the high, there's the low using the Fibonacci. So target is the 1.146. So we are in a long setup right there, looking for price to come up and hit the 1.146 line. That's the exit. If price goes down the other way down here and goes down here and hits the 1.146, then we move the exit to the original entry, which would be right there for that one. But until that happens, we're looking for the 1.146, going to be the exit right there. So leading up plus this long right here, plus we are looking for this long, this black line to come up here and go get hit. The Nasdaq market, we are looking for more of a push higher for that one to go up and get hit for tomorrow. Then if we put on the daily extension levels, which go from there to there, put that on there, we're looking at that 15611.50 being the ceiling for that one to go up if it goes up to get touched. And then down here is 1539.4. I did put on the daily extension levels the 50 to 61.8, but you know what, I do want to go ahead and I'll take that off here in a little bit, because one thing I was looking at is using, it's really interesting if you use like most 3 days of days move. So if you use the low from that day up to the high of that day, when price comes down and hits putting the 61.8 to the 50, we can look for that one to go get hit for a good scalp. So 61.8 to the 50 Nasdaq right there, you know, about 33 points right there. But let me just show you, it's pretty interesting. I'm thinking about adding it to my trading repertoire, but not quite sure just yet. So let's see here, because here's the reason why. Like if we use these 3 days, see, 1 day, 2 day, 3 days, okay, cool. So 50% got hit. There was a little bit, you know, push off of it, but now look what's happening up right here. Price went up through the 61.8, and now it's going through the other way. Now it has stopped its halt between the 1.146 and 1.414. But you know, if I was looking at just shorting the 61.8 down to the 50, and it just goes and as you can see from right here, just blew it out right there. Do I have enough confidence in it that when it hits this area, price is going to come back down at least to the 61.8, if not the 50 level right there. So that's just one of the reasons why I haven't really taken it. Or is it just have to be something like, well, you have to have like 3 stair steps in a row? Because if we use that day, 1 day, 2 day, 3 days right there, there's the 3 days. Look right here, price came down, hit the 61.8, right up to the 50, down to get that one. So that may be the type of thing you have to consider, is there has to be, you know, either 3 days up for you looking to take the long, or 3 days consecutive down to take the short. Because then if we just even go back a day right here, 1, 2, 3, here we have it right there. Well, look what happened again, 61.8, right up to the 50, so hardly any drawdown at all. So maybe it's like that, instead of just having the 3 days altogether. And this is me rambling right now, because it's just one thing I'm thinking about doing, is rather than doing that, because as you can see, price after those 3 days, 1, 2, 3, price hit the 61.8, but just has skyrocketed up to this area right there. But if we do see price eventually come back down to the 50 right there, then it may be something to consider. Okay, well, maybe it'll be you know, just 3 consecutive days, and not necessarily like 3 days up and 3 days down. Because one of the things I always do, and we'll get to oil here in a second, one of the things I always go look at well, I guess can't do the S&P 500 because we're not looking at doing the weekly charts. We're not looking at doing the the days for it, so the weeks would be different. But like here's one right here. Let's see. So we can see we had like a big sell-off. I don't know if price even come up. So look, but this is interesting right here where price came up, didn't quite hit the 61.8, but hit the 50 in between there, and now has found its resistance in there. And let's see. Don't want to. Yeah, let's see about this one. Let's just do these 3 days. So we have this day, this day, this day. There we go. If we just leave it on there, let's scroll over and see if price is even. Oh, it's never even gotten. Oh, it did get down there. Okay, so it did get down there. And it hit right here, right off the 61.8, right to the 50. So, you know, maybe that's it. Maybe it has to be 3 consecutive days. And if it does that, you can take the 61.8 back to the 50. But if it's just like 3 days, like, oh, that is 3 up days right there. But if you have, like, that for instance, wouldn't be one where you have, there's 1 day, there's 2 days, but that day obviously isn't a down day. So there's really not much, you know, you could do for that thing. But anyways, moving over to oil real quick. Moving over to oil. Oil was a blowout day today, and you can see using the data extension levels. Price today just, to be honest, I haven't checked the news to see what the reason why it was going up today. But you know, we're back, or not back, but now we're up at you know, it's pushing, getting close to 90s, up above. Yeah, all right. Well, look at that. We're up above $88 right there, and since this contract was going back all the way back to October right here, it hasn't been up to these levels yet. So you know, oil's popping off to new levels over here, and so today was a blowout day from the extension levels, which does happen. Doesn't happen too often, but does happen where price just goes and blew out of it, and then actually used the turn resistance as support, pushed off of it, and then came back down and settled, you know, right back north of it as well. But going into tomorrow, and actually I'll show you real quick, it was a good trade setup as well. Going into tomorrow, it does create a big range to see it could be a wild day in the oil market tomorrow, where we have the extension high at 88.52, the extension low at 84.56, and price at 86.73. You know, it could be a wild wacky day, or it could be just, you know, normal, not normal, but a boring, just slowly churning day right there. But it is setting itself up for being a potential, you know, big mover tomorrow. And look right here. Here's the MFI that we got hit down into the oversold area last. No, I'm sorry. That's today. I see Tuesday. And then we did in that. Look at that. We've had a really nice pop up down from about $85 all the way up to $88 here for that. And oh yeah, so the trade, it was a good inside pitchfork day. I saw this today, but unfortunately I wasn't able to get in on it. So what we had right here it was actually a really good trade. Sorry I missed this. We had a beautiful bar. Here we go. We had a beautiful bar come up, blow right above it, and didn't close to all the way we got up here. Now, the problem is it would have been extremely hard to get in for it, because I can see from right here, it closed. That's where the entry would have been. I'll put the black line on it. And it would have been hard getting this next bar, because this next bar came up close enough for me to consider this trade to be done. I mean, went all the way up to 87.61, and the high is 87.63, so if it's only 2 pennies off of it, then that's close. Good enough for government work. That's good enough to get it in. But if we go out and look at this, let's see. Let's go back to the 15-minute and put it on the bar that it officially opened on, which would have been right there. Let's see what that looks like in the 1-minute chart and see if it would have been. Yeah, it would have been probably about impossible, because you can see here we have 14. Yeah, here's 15. This is where the new bar opened right here, and then just took off. So it would have been really hard, but if we're able to get in on it, like you may have been able to drop an entry right there. You know, it'd been nice 30. Probably I would take about 40 ticks right there. You know, the hard exit all the way up here. But that would have been a really nice exit right there. And even if, you know, I thought, oh well, I would have. It still wasn't officially done because it didn't hit all the way. Then went back here, and then of course I went up there and hit it anyways. But when it gets that close, I consider that one done. But that was a really nice trade setup here in crude oil. And so let's see, I don't think this MFI right here, yeah, it was close to being oversold, but not quite oversold. So kind of in the middle of no man's land for the MFI. So, you know, a lot to look for tomorrow. Let's see what's going to happen for oil and Treasury year way stocks. So let's go look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin's been doing a lot of nothing right now. And oh, but we do have a short setup in Bitcoin. So using these semaphores, orange, orange, orange. Here we have price finally closed below it. What's that on Friday? So we take the high and we go all the way down to the low bar of when it closed below it, and that's it right there. So the target we're looking for is 24,410. So I am looking for a little bit more weakness here in Bitcoin, going down to right there from that trade setup right there. I mean, overall though, long term, I'm still very bullish in Bitcoin. It still is in the way I interpret it, an 5-wave L8 move, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As long as this black line right here, and let me change that to another color, so I'll change it to purple, sure. As long as it stays above that purple line right there, which would be, what's that, wave 2? Yeah, going into wave 2 right there. As long as price stays above that, it's still a valid 5-wave L8 move, but if price drops below 14,170, then that 5-wave move is off. But as long as it still is on, the target I have for it is 78,815 for that one right there. And obviously that would pull up the other, you know, Ethereum, Dogecoin, Litecoin, and all that kind of stuff as well. So, oh, and actually, Litecoin, I have a 5-wave move as well, where I'm looking at the price for that one going up to $422.81, and it's currently at $63.02. But, you know, if we get another big push down in Ethereum, you know, it would be a big push down for Ethereum, pop below, you know, the 850 level. That one would be over. And then again, if Bitcoin drops below 14,170, then that one would be over as well. But anyways, take care out there. Talk to you later. Bye.